You're 16 years old. You live in Sinaloa, Mexico. Your family is poor. Your father disappeared 3 years ago. Your mother works in a factory making 200 pesos a day. That's about $10. You're starving. You're desperate. And then a man in a white truck pulls up next to you. He rolls down the window. You want to make real money? You nod. He hands you a brick. It's wrapped in plastic and tape. It weighs exactly 1 kilogram. Take this to the house 3 blocks north. Knock twice. They'll give you 500 pesos. Come back here in 1 hour. You take the brick. You know what it is? Cocaine. This is level 1. This is how the cartel recruits. And once you start, you can never stop. You're 16 years old. You delivered the brick. You got your 500 pesos. That's more money than you've ever held at once. The man in the white truck is impressed. He asks if you want more work. You say yes. He explains your new job. You're all cone. A hawk. A lookout. Your job is simple. You stand on a specific street corner. You watch. If you see police, you text a code word. Aguila. Eagle. If you see military, you text Leon. Lion. If you see rival cartel, you text Serpiente. Snake. That's it. You get paid 500 pesos a day. Every day. You do this for 6 months. You stand on corners. You watch. You text. Sometimes nothing happens. Sometimes convoys of trucks pass by. Black SUVs with tinted windows. You know those are cartel. You don't look at them. You never make eye contact. You just watch the streets. You're invisible. A kid on a corner. No one suspects you. That's why you're valuable. One day the police do a raid. You text Aguila 30 seconds before they arrive. The cartel clears out. Nothing gets seized. The next day the man in the white truck gives you 2,000 pesos. Good work, he says. You just saved the cartel from losing millions. And you earned a bonus. But you also see things. You see the cartel execute a traitor in an alley. You see them drag a man out of his house and put him in a trunk. You see things you can't unsee. And you realize something. You're not just a lookout. You're an accomplice. You're helping them. And if the police catch you, you're going to jail. But you're also making more money than your mother. You're feeding your family. You're paying rent. You're the man of the house now. So you keep watching. You keep texting. You keep being a hawk. This is how cartels recruit children. Poverty isn't just sad. It's a weapon. It traps people in cycles they can't escape. Leave a like if you had no idea how young cartel members get started. You're 18 now. You've been all cone for 2 years. You're reliable. You don't talk. You don't ask questions. The cartel promotes you. You're now a mula. A drug mule. Your job is transportation. You move product across the border into the United States. Sometimes you drive. Sometimes you walk. Sometimes you hide drugs in compartments. In gas tanks. In spare tires. In your own body. You swallow pellets of cocaine wrapped in latex. 50 pellets. Each one the size of a grape. If one ruptures inside you, you die. Instantly. Overdose. But you get paid 10,000 pesos per trip. Sometimes more. Your first trip, you're terrified. You drive a car loaded with 50 kilos of cocaine. It's hidden in the door panels. You cross at Tijuana. The border agent waves you through. You don't even get searched. You deliver the drugs to a warehouse in San Diego. You get paid. You drive back. Was easy. Too easy. But the cartel warns you. 1 in 10 trips you get caught. That's the cost of business. If you get caught, you do your time. You don't talk. If you talk, we kill your family. You understand. This is the rule. On your 5th trip, you almost get caught. Border agents pull you aside. They search your car. They have dogs. The dogs smell something. But the compartment is too well hidden. They search for 2 hours. They find nothing. They let you go. Your heart is pounding. You can barely breathe. But you made it. That night, you can't sleep. You realize you could spend the next 10 years in an American prison. For 10,000 pesos. That's $500. You're risking 10 years of your life for $500. But what choice do you have? You can't quit. If you quit, the cartel thinks you're a liability. Liabilities disappear. You also meet other mulas. Some of them are women. Some are teenagers like you. One of them is 15 years old. She swallows drug pellets because her mother has cancer and needs treatment. You see the desperation in her eyes. It's the same desperation you see in the mirror. You're all trapped. The cartel doesn't own you legally, but it owns you in every way that matters. You can't leave. You can't escape. You just keep crossing the border. Keep delivering. Keep praying you don't get caught. Or worse, that a pellet doesn't rupture. Imagine risking 10 years in prison for $500. That's the reality for thousands of people. The war on drugs isn't stopping this. It's creating it. Thoughts? You're 21 years old. You've made over 50 border crossings. You've never been caught. You've swallowed pellets. You've driven loads. You've walked through the desert with backpacks full of drugs. You've proven yourself. The cartel gives you a choice. Keep being a mula and eventually get caught. Or become a Sicario, an enforcer, a killer. The pay is better. 30,000 pesos a month, plus bonuses. You say yes, because you're tired of risking prison. You'd rather risk death. They train you. They give you an AK-47. They teach you how to shoot. They teach you how to kill. Not in combat. In executions. They teach you how to kidnap someone. How to torture information out of them. How to dispose of bodies. You're 21 years old and you're learning how to dissolve a human body in acid. This is your life now. Your first job is simple. A local businessman refused to pay protection money. You and 3 other Sicarios go to his store. You smash the windows. You beat him in front of his employees. You don't kill him. Not yet. This is a warning. He pays the next day. Your second job is different. A rival cartel member was spotted in your territory. Your boss hands you a photo. Find him. Kill him. Make it public. You find him at a bar. You walk in with 2 others. You pull out your gun. You shoot him. Twice in the chest. Once in the head. Everyone in the bar screams. You walk out. You get in the truck. You drive away. The whole thing takes 90 seconds. You just killed a man. You're 21 years old. You feel nothing. And that scares you more than anything. But the violence escalates. The cartel is at war with a rival. Bodies start piling up. Decapitations. Hangings from bridges. Messages carved into corpses. You participate in some of this. You have to. If you refuse, you're weak. If you're weak, you're dead. One day your boss orders you to kill a journalist. A reporter who's been writing stories about cartel violence. You know this is different. Killing a rival is one thing. Killing a civilian is another. But you do it anyway. Because you're in too deep. You've already killed 6 people. What's one more? The journalist has a family. A wife. 2 kids. You watch them for a week. You learn his routine. And then one night you shoot him in his driveway. As he's getting out of his car. His wife hears the shots. She runs outside. She sees him bleeding. She screams. You drive away. That night you can't sleep. You see his wife's face. You hear her scream. For the first time you feel guilt. But guilt doesn't change anything. He's still dead. And you still have a job to do. Cartels have killed over 150 journalists in Mexico since 2000. These aren't just statistics. These are real people trying to tell the truth. And this is what silences them. You're 26 years old. You've killed 23 people. You've survived 3 ambushes. You've been shot twice. You've done 5 years as a Sicario. Your boss promotes you. You're now a plaza boss. You control an entire city. 30 square miles of territory. Everything that happens here you're responsible for. Drug distribution. Protection rackets. Kidnappings. Murders. You manage it all. You have 50 Sicarios under your command. You make 200,000 pesos a month. That's about 10,000 US dollars. You're rich by local standards. You drive a new truck. You have a house. You have respect. People fear you. But the job is more complicated than killing. You're a businessman now. You negotiate with local police. You pay them 50,000 pesos a month to look the other way. You negotiate with politicians. You fund their campaigns. In exchange, they don't ask questions. You also manage the drug supply chain. Cocaine comes from Colombia. It arrives at the port. Your people pick it up. Your people cut it. Your people package it. Your people distribute it. Every step needs to run perfectly. Any mistake costs millions. And mistakes get people killed. You also deal with rivals. The Jalisco New Generation Cartel is trying to move into your territory. They've killed 3 of your men. You retaliate. You kill 5 of theirs. They escalate. They kill a city councilman who you protected. You escalate. You kidnap one of their plaza bosses. You torture him for information. You get names, locations, supply routes. Then you execute him. You dump his body in rival territory. This is how cartel wars work. Tit for tat. Escalation. Violence. Until one side wins or both sides bleed out. But the violence is affecting business. Too much heat. Too many bodies. The federal government sends military. They set up checkpoints. They raid stash houses. They arrest your men. You lose product. You lose money. Your boss, the regional leader, is angry. He tells you to fix it. So you negotiate a truce with the rival cartel. Not because you want peace, because war is bad for business. You split the territory. You agree on boundaries. You agree to not kill each other's men without approval. It's a fragile peace, but it holds, for now. You also have to manage your own people. Some of your sicarios are using the product. Cocaine. They're getting sloppy, making mistakes. You have to discipline them. Sometimes that's a beating. Sometimes it's demotion. Sometimes it's execution. You killed one of your own men last month. He was skimming money, stealing from the cartel. There's only one punishment for that. You did it yourself. Put a gun to his head. Pulled the trigger. He was 19 years old. You knew his mother. But rules are rules. And if you don't enforce them, you lose control. And if you lose control, you die. Running a cartel is like running a corporation. Except HR disputes end with executions. This is the business model of organized crime. Efficient, brutal, unstoppable. You're 30 years old. You've survived longer than most. You've been shot 4 times. You've killed over 40 people. You've run a plaza for 4 years. Your boss, the regional commander, gets arrested. The military raided his compound. He's going to prison for life. The cartel needs a replacement. They choose you. You're now the regional commander. You control 5 cities. Over 300 sicarios. You oversee the movement of tons of cocaine every month. You're making 2 million pesos a month. That's 100,000 US dollars. You're a millionaire. And you're 30 years old. But with power comes enemies. Other regional commanders want your position. Rival cartels want your territory. The government wants you in prison or dead. You have to be paranoid to survive. You change where you sleep every night. You have bodyguards around you 24/7. You don't use phones. You communicate through messengers. You don't trust anyone completely. Not your lieutenants. Not your family. Not even your wife. Because the cartel has a rule. Family is leverage. If you betray the cartel, they kill your family. If your family betrays you, you have to kill them yourself. Your lifestyle is strange. You're incredibly wealthy. You have houses, cars, jewelry. But you can't enjoy it openly. You can't post on social media. You can't travel internationally. You can't live like a normal rich person. Because if you attract attention, you attract law enforcement. So you live in hiding. In compounds. Behind walls. With armed guards. You're a prisoner of your own success. You also have to manage relationships with the top leadership. The cartel is run from prison. The original founders are locked up in maximum security. But they still give orders. Through lawyers. Through coded messages. When they say jump, you jump. When they say kill, you kill. You're powerful. But you're not free. One day, the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration puts a $5 million bounty on your head. Your photo is on wanted posters. Your name is in newspapers. The Mexican government launches a manhunt. Military. Federal police. They're coming for you. You go deeper into hiding. You move to the mountains. You live in a ranch with 50 armed guards. But you know it's only a matter of time. The U.S. government has satellites, drones, informants. They're hunting you with billion-dollar technology. And you're hiding in the jungle. Then betrayal comes from inside. One of your lieutenants cuts a deal with the DA. He gives them your location. In exchange for witness protection and money, the military raids your compound at dawn. Helicopters. Hundreds of soldiers. You try to escape through a tunnel. But they're waiting. You surrender. You're arrested. You're extradited to the United States. You're facing life in a supermax prison. You're 31 years old. And your empire just collapsed. All because one person betrayed you. That's the cartel life. No loyalty. Only. The higher you climb, the harder you fall. And in the cartel world, falling means life in a concrete box. Or death. There's no retirement plan. You're 32 years old. You're in ADX Florence. The supermax prison in Colorado. They call it the Alcatraz of the Rockies. You're in solitary confinement. 23 hours a day in a concrete cell. No windows. No human contact. 1 hour of exercise alone in a cage. This is your life now. For the next 40 years. Maybe forever. You were sentenced to life without parole. Multiple charges. Drug trafficking. Murder. Racketeering. Money laundering. The U.S. government threw everything at you. You'll never leave this prison alive. But even from prison you still have power. The cartel leadership is in prison too. In Mexico and the United States. But they still run the organization. through lawyers who visit, through coded letters, through family members who pass messages. You're still part of the command structure. You make decisions. You approve hits. You settle disputes. The cartel brings in billions of dollars a year, and a significant portion of it is controlled by men in prison. It's absurd, but it's real. You communicate through a lawyer. She visits once a month. She brings messages. The plaza boss in Tijuana is skimming. What should we do? You tell her, remove him. A week later he's dead. You ordered a hit from a prison cell in Colorado, and it happened 1,500 miles away in Mexico. You also negotiate with other imprisoned cartel leaders. Territory disputes, alliances, supply chain agreements. Prison has become a boardroom for organized crime. The cells are offices. The yard is a conference room. The guards are just employees who can be bribed. But prison is also hell. You miss the sun. You miss your family. Your daughter is growing up without you. She's 12 now. You haven't touched her in 6 years. You see her once a year through bulletproof glass. She cries every time. Your wife divorced you. She couldn't handle the stigma, the isolation. She remarried. Your empire is gone. Your family is gone. Your freedom is gone. You have power. But it's meaningless, because you're in a concrete box. And you'll die in a concrete box. One day, another cartel leader in the prison sends you a message. He wants to make peace. He proposes an alliance. Combining territories. Combining supply chains. Becoming stronger together. You negotiate. You agree on terms. And just like that, from 2 prison cells, you've created the largest drug trafficking alliance in North America. Worth billions. Controlled by 2 men who will never leave prison. The system is broken. And you're exploiting every crack. You're 45 years old. You've been in prison for 13 years. You'll be here for the rest of your life. There's no parole. No early release. No escape. This is where your story ends. In a concrete cell in Colorado. 1,500 miles from home. 1,500 miles from the life you once had. You think about it sometimes. The choices you made. The people you killed. The families you destroyed. Was it worth it? You made millions. You had power. You had respect. But you lost everything. Your daughter is 25 now. She's married. She has a child. Your grandchild. You've never met them. She stopped visiting 5 years ago. She changed her last name. She wants nothing to do with you. Your mother died 3 years ago. You couldn't attend the funeral. They denied your request. Security risk. Your brothers are dead. One was killed by a rival cartel. One overdosed on the same drugs you used to traffic. Your family is destroyed. And it's your fault. You also think about the people you killed. 43 people. You remember some of their faces. The journalist. The businessman. The rival Sicarios. But honestly, most of them blur together. They were just targets. Just jobs. But they were people. They had families. Dreams. Futures. And you erased them. For money. For power. For a cartel that doesn't even remember your name anymore. New leaders have risen. New plaza bosses. New regional commanders. The machine keeps running. And you're forgotten. Sometimes you see news reports about the cartel. The violence is worse now. More brutal. More public. The Mexican government claims they're winning the war on drugs. But the cartels are stronger than ever. Richer than ever. More violent than ever. And you realize something. You didn't build anything. You didn't create anything. You just fed the machine. And the machine ate you alive. Just like it eats everyone who serves it. You're 45 years old. You have 40 more years in this cell. If you live that long. Most cartel leaders die in prison. Heart attacks. Cancer. Violence from other inmates. You'll probably die here. Alone. Forgotten. And maybe that's justice. You took 43 lives. You destroyed hundreds of families. You fed poison to millions of people. And now you're paying the price. Every day. For the rest of your life. In a concrete box. With your ghosts. This is the rank system. Where we show you every level of the world's most dangerous hierarchies. The cartel promises money. Power. Respect. It delivers death. Prison. And regret. If you made it this far, hit subscribe. Next week we're breaking down something different. Every rank in an underground fighting circuit. From backyard brawls to million-dollar illegal matches. And remember, the war on drugs has killed over 400,000 people in Mexico since 2006. These aren't just numbers. These are families destroyed. Communities terrorized. Lives erased. This is education, not inspiration.